What's up, friends? My name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. Holy crap. OBS is working. Welcome to 5-inch Friday. Insert 5-inch penis joke here. This is a Q&A stream, so ask any questions that you've got in the chat. And if we get some time and or motivation, I've got all my glides are broken. All 3 of them are broken. So yeah, we're gonna try to fix them and hopefully not fail miserably. Here's my life advice for you guys. Never update anything ever. If anything ever works, never, ever, ever update it. Ever. This stream is now starting 20 minutes late because I tried updating OBS to the newest version and everything just broke. So yeah, complete nightmare. I'm an idiot. I should know better, and I do know better. But I just keep making the same mistakes over and over and over again. Sometimes in life, maybe someday I'll learn. But yeah, never update anything. It's never worth it. There's never anything good in the update. It's just gonna make your life a living hell. So. In the chat, Apache. So for the record, I'm also completely exhausted. I'm super angry. So don't expect a great live stream tonight. Yeah. Apache Smoke Wind and Sniper was first. Espander was next. Northern Tier Ram Donko Chopper FPV. Steve E. Espander. Dusty Joe. J Mad. Gusto FPV, Zach Lothamer, Kevin Sumner, Frank Nicholas, Steve FPV, Ram Donko, Espander again, Weirdo with a skateboard is in the house. How you been, brother? Ed K is here, Kevin Sumner again, Steve FPV, Technique, Bob Noxious. Let's leave it there. If you want the Gangly Men to say your name, you got to get into the chat early and say something. If you want to talk to me directly, all you got to do is type CiottiFPV. If you do that, it'll highlight an orange like this up here. And that's how I know you're talking to me. This is my full-time job. If you like these live streams, want to see them continue, head on over to CiottiFPV.com. There's a whole bunch of things you can do. The thing that helps me out the most is for you to join my Patreon. My Patreon took a humongous hit all of a sudden this month. So if you have a couple of extra bucks, yeah, I would love to have you on the Patreon. If you're on the Patreon and you don't have like auto pay set up, and maybe you forgot to re-up and you're still interested in this content, please do re-up, because yeah, I'm a little freaked out, to be totally honest. But there's a bunch of affiliate links over there. There's an Etsy store. There's a Fiverr page. There's all kinds of different ways that you can support me and get a bunch in return. I promise I'll make it worth your while. So yeah, help your gangly buddy out. Keep doing this, because I know a lot of people like this content. If you're watching this not live, you can leave a comment, and I will read it on the next live stream. And we're going to do that right now. We're going to go to YouTube Studio, and we're going to go to the previous live stream, and we're going to take a look at the comments to see who said what. And yeah, you guys can be a part of the adventure right along with me. Let me click a couple buttons here. Hello, everyone. All right, previous live stream. Apache Smoke Wind the Sniper says, good evening, Ciotti. What's up? Holy shit, that's freaking expensive to move some poo. Hope the price will be okay. Still playing with and preparing airsoft guns. Cool setup with the gates. Never could imagine that Emax battery makes such a difference. Sick to see you fly the fan and landed on it. Some great flying, my friend. Stay safe and enjoy your spaghetti. Thank you, Apache Smoke. Fat Pastor says Power Drone has the Emax 300 mAh batteries you're looking for in stock. The Emax 300s are not hard to find, but they're always in GNB27, so it's kind of annoying to have to put a BT 2.0 connector on it, but it's totally doable. Neon 7 says, for your carpet, Ciotti, try a spackle knife or similar, and a hammer tape to tuck it in back like you want it, bro. Do it all the time, should work, hope it helps. The problem I was having is there wasn't enough carpet to tuck in. I actually have the legit carpet tucking tool. It's this plastic thing. What am I hearing? Oh, the previous live stream is playing. So yeah, Quad66 says that's a nice freestyle house. Thank you, brother. If you guys aren't subscribed to Quad66, you should be. He is one of the gurus of 1S and 2S and toothpick stuff. So get your ass over to Quad space 66, and you're gonna love his content. and his nuts. Espander says, just saying hi to the future Ciotti and Collective. Thank you, Espander. Neon7 also says, want to get a few Tinywhoops. Well, you know what I mean. One is a backup. One end to backup. Mobula 6, I've been thinking about what would you say is top choice. Been flying 3 years. Have cinematic whoops, 5-inch freestyle build, etc. So not a noob. Want to rip and race a little with them too. Mobula 6 ELRS, and then make sure you get it with the 26,000 kV motors. Swap on a Meteor 65 frame, and you're pretty much done. Although also put it on the BT 2.0 and get the Weebleed FPV batteries. That build is up on Joshua's website, FPV Know-It-All, in the Tinywhoop section as like the cheap and cheerful build. And that's it. That's everybody from last live stream. Thanks for keep doing it, guys. Keep leaving comments. It helps my analytics. It helps everything. So yeah, do the thing in the place, and we will keep on going. The previous live stream, we lost the live chat replay because I was stupid and I forgot to mute the one video with some of my professional flying in. And I got dinged on a copyright thing. So the beginning of the beginning of Whoop Wednesday is a little jarring because I had to chop out a big chunk of it. But yeah, whatever. That's life sometimes. That's life as a live streamer. What else is happening here? Let's get caught up on chat. Apache Smooth. Apache says, "Good evening, friend. How are you doing?" And hello, Collective. What's up? He also says it's okay. When I said I wasn't going to stream. Weirdo with a skateboard says, "Lad, it's been a minute. How you been?" Busy, weirdo. Very, very, very busy. Yeah, a lot going on, but a good busy. Just it's a lot. Ed K says, "Yo, happy Friday, Collective and Ciotti." Steve FPV says, "Hello." Kevin Sumner says, "Was that something on fire in the parking lot? Busted battery?" Yeah, somebody stabbed a battery, and I was orbiting it. Espander says, "Give me some tips. I have like an hour of footage. How do you find any good bits in there?" I mean, you just watch it, really. Yeah, you just have to watch it, and then yeah. I feel like I'm missing something, Espander. That question, the only answer I've got is to watch the hour of footage. If I'm misinterpreting or if I'm missing something, let me know. Tag me again. A Cable says, "Hello, Kevin Sumner," with a $5 super chat, and he's going to change the name of the gear fund to Turd Trebuchet Fund. So speaking of the Turd Trebuchet Fund, after this name change here, we're going to have to completely change the fund because why does it say 50? Oh, come on now. All right, there we go. Because, so this is going to go to 507. So the past couple of estimates that I've gotten, I don't want to say like I didn't trust the people that were doing the estimates, but like it just like the one estimate was just like, oh yeah, usually these start at this much. The other estimate, the guy didn't really like look into anything. He just like looked at the corner and was like, okay. And then the other estimate, like I was taking pictures on my phone and texting the guy. We did it all over the phone. And I just didn't really have a great feeling about it. So I did one more, I had one more estimate. Guy came out at noon today, and like he actually like opened the cover and like went in there and was like fucking around, and he got it working immediately. So in the corner of the garage where the Turd Trebuchet is, it's an evacuation pump, or as I like to call it, an ejaculation pump. They dig a pit into the concrete, and then your poops from your bathroom that's below grade goes into the pit, and then there's a grinder and a pump in the pit that grinds up the poops and pumps it up to your main plumbing lines. In that little low box that's in the corner, there's an outlet, and in that outlet there are two plugs. There's a plug that's like a pass-through with a wire coming out of it, and then there's another plug. So one of the first things I did when I realized that it wasn't working is I had like a lamp, and I just plugged the lamp into the other port on that wall outlet that's in there, and the lamp lit up. So I was like, okay, the outlet's fine. And the first thing he did was unplug the little double plug setup, unplug them, and then plug what was the pump directly into the outlet. And the pump came on and cleared out the poo-poo pit. And then he plugged the pump back into the little pass-through and plugged that back in, and that worked as well. And that's the weird thing, right? So he doesn't know. He was baffled as to why it wasn't working, and then just by him... So what it is the pass-through goes to a ball cock. I think it's called a ball cock, isn't it? Isn't the floater in the toilet tank a ball cock? I think it's a ball cock. So that's what's in there. In the pump is a ball cock and a grinder pump thing. In the well, I should say. So the pass-through plug goes to the ball cock, and that either shuts off or turns on the pump, which is plugged into the other side of the pass-through plug thing, right? And yeah, he's like, dude, there's no reason that this should be working right now. There's no reason that it shouldn't have been working previously. But it's working now. And he hung out. He's ended up being a super cool guy. We were talking shit about cars and Diablo and all kinds of stuff. And yeah, it ended up cycling on and off 5 full times. Like it ran 5 full times and it's good to go. And I've run it another 2 times since then. So yeah. Whatever. I now understand how it works. He showed me how the pipe... This guy was fucking amazing. Like, we traced the pipes a little bit, and like, he was just a totally cool dude. So yeah, now if it stops working again, I know that I can like unplug that and then plug the pump directly in to figure out if the pump is the problem or if it's the ball cock that's the problem. But you know, not to be outdone and not to be ever like fully fixed, the house is like, no, you can't fix something. And so now all of a sudden, another part of the house has a layer of water in it. And of course it is, so the plumbing for the ejection pump goes up, and then it goes over, and then it disappears, of fucking course, and then it makes a 90, and then it meets up with the other pipes, and of course, as soon as it disappears into the corner, which there's no access to, that's where it appears to be leaking down to the bottom of the stairs. So, yeah. Yeah. Kevin Sumner dropping the link to CiottiFPV.com. Thank you, dude. Emil Jekov says, CiottiFPV and Collective have a happy September. I'll try, Emil. It's not off to a great start, but I will try. Dusty Joe says, what are your thoughts on the new Weebleed motors? I've been talking to them about them. They're going to try to find out. So I asked Jesse this, and I don't know if he forgot to ask Happy Model or if they weren't able to get him an answer or what. Fuck it, let's just dive all the way into it. So they changed the KV on brushless motors by doing more or less winds around each stator pole. Less winds, I believe, raises the KV. I'm pretty sure about that. The problem is, it's not a problem, but so as a motor manufacturer, if you're going to make a higher KV motor, you can't just wind the same thickness copper. You have to go to a thicker copper, because otherwise the higher your KV is, the less copper will be on the stator poles, and less copper is less torque, or just less power. Think of it that way. And so I'd asked Jesse, like, hey, can you see if you can find out from Happy Model how often they're changing their wire gauge? Because one of the things that we've seen in the FPV world is that since we demand our motors are cheap, it takes a lot of time and effort to retool the machine. These are not hand-wound motors, right? There's a machine that winds these motors. And we're not buying like millions of these motors, right? So what we've seen before is sometimes you'll have two motors that are close in kV. So like, let's talk about like a 2400 kV and a 2600 kV, 2306, let's say. Sometimes what we'll see is the higher kV motor will turn a higher kV when it's unloaded, but then once you load it up, it has less power and it can't get up to that higher kV, because to save money, the motor manufacturer did not retool that machine with a thicker gauge copper to offset the fact that the higher kV motor is going to be wound less. Follow me? So I'd ask Jesse, like, hey, because now, so Happy Model makes all those 0802s and 0702s, and like if we take the 0802s, for example, there's a 19,000 kV, there's a 22,000 kV, there's a 25,000 kV, there's a 27,000 kV, there's a 30,000 kV. And it's short runs. Like, Jesse didn't order 10,000 of them. So, and something that I personally saw with a previous run of Happy Model motors was that the 27,000 kV 0802 did not make the same amount of power as the 25,000 kV motor. And I suspected that that was what was going on. It would make a lot of sense. Now that we're up to 30,000 kV, my hunch is that they did retool the machine on these 30,000s because they make a ton of power. I haven't like retested 27,000s. I can't afford to test everything. But yeah, I'm hoping, and it certainly seems like they have the proper gauged copper on the 30,000 kV. Again, total speculation, but so I asked WeBleed FPV to check on that. Because they've now, so they're getting 0702s, which I love. They've got a 28,500, I think is the highest kV that they're getting, which I definitely plan on snagging a set of. I don't really care about the lower KVs, but there are there's like small steps in the KV. So I think it's really important, and hopefully we can find out where they've retooled the machines. Hopefully they don't see through. Hopefully they don't like know why we're asking that, because then they'll just be like, oh, we retool every time we change the KV, right? And like, we can test it, right? Like, we can take one of the motors and rip it apart and pull the winds out and put the copper on a micrometer. But what a pain in the ass, right? So yeah, there it is. So that's what I think of the new WeBleed FPV motors. I'm excited about the 28,500. I actually asked them, like, hey, any chance of a higher KV in the future, like 31,000 or even 32,000? Because I think that with these little gem fan bi-blades, I think that the 0702s might be able to turn even more than 30,000 KV. Maybe I'm wrong, but I would love to, you know, like the 30,000s are just, it's the best setup that we've ever had. But why not keep going, right? Like, why don't we just keep going and find out how far we have to go before the bi-blades start to, you know, get drugged down, and can't hit can't hit a high enough KV to where they're efficient at full throttle. So there you guys go. Emil says, I joined your Patreon at the right time then. I had a feeling. Awesome, Emil. Thank you. Welcome to the collective, my man. I am Gross 98 says, just joined your Patreon last show. Hope it helps. If you helped me a lot with my whoops, thank you as well. I am Gross. Welcome to the madness. Apache says, I just checked. My Patreon payment was okay. Awesome. Thank you, brother. CMYKFPV says, yo, what's up? YouTube just did the thing. What's up, homie? Weirdo with a Skateboard says, hey, mate, it's been good to be busy. I think I'd lose it if I wasn't. It has its moments. Sometimes I like being busy, but it's been a bit much lately. But at some point, I'm not gonna. Fuck it. I don't believe in superstitions. At some point, oh, here you go. At some point, I will have replaced or fixed everything in this entire house, and there will be nothing left to break. At this point, I just want like 1 week. I want to like come down here on a Monday, on a Sunday, on a Monday, on a Tuesday, and I just want no water where it's not supposed to be, no smells, no fuck. I finished painting the wall. It's gray. It's over there. I'm so proud that I'm going to show you. Come on. Well, there it is. Look at that. Look at that gray wall. The sim rig is back where it belongs. The little shelving unit is back where it belongs. This is my next hell up here. And over there. But, you know, whatever. It'll be fine. It'll all be fine. Or it won't. Maybe it won't. I don't know. It'll be fine. Athix is in the house. Kevin Sumner says, yes, ball cock or float valve. Float valve. I will never call it a float valve. If I can call anything, if one of the two options that I can call something is ball cock, we're going ball cock. Jackalope says, obviously there was a ball cock in the ejaculator. Apache says, that's great that the shit shooter works again. Sort of. The shit has rolled right downhill. Where do the skateboard says, have you moved out of that mad flat or have you just redone the studio? Yeah, about 2-ish months ago, Maggie bought this house. If you want a tour of the house, the last couple of Whoop Wednesdays I've been flying around here. It's absolutely beautiful. But, you know, it's a house that someone lived in for a number of years and he just didn't give a shit and he neglected a lot of stuff. And I'm starting to think that he maybe like kind of covered some stuff up. I don't know. I don't want to think that he figured out that there was a leak that's buried in a wall that there's no access to, no easy access to at least, and then he somehow made the ejection pump not work. I don't want to think that that's true, nor do I... No, like, he would have just unplugged it, right? Like, he wouldn't have... I doubt that he would have hatched some harebrained scheme to figure out a way to make it look like it's still plugged in but not run. But, I mean, I don't know. But yeah, there's a lot that still needs to get done. But I wake up, I do as much as I possibly can, I go to sleep, I do it all over again. So yeah, we'll see. We will see. PJ says, just ripped a sick tree spot, grabbed dinner, and now tuning into the greatest stream
in the world.
Thank you, brother. Kiz Bartlett says, check your PayPal and make it itsy bitsy teeny weeny fecal deledal pump machinery. That is far too long. Let me, we're gonna call it, I'm gonna take a piece of that. I'm gonna take a little piece of that. And I'm gonna fire my, email up here. So the Turd Trebuchet Fund is becoming the Fecal Deledal Pump Fund. And 507 is becoming 512. So I guess, you know, maybe this is good timing. Maybe this is, Hold on. No, you're not gonna. Man, they are still fucking with me on the move out stuff. They're still trying to keep my entire security deposit and charge me more money. I'm not playing this game. I will take you to fucking court I'm gonna stab you in court in front of the judge, and they're gonna cheer me on. Thank you, Kiz. God damn it. Oh! StanFPV says, hello again, everybody. And Ciotti, back from vacation. Good to have you back, Imp. YouTube just did the thing. Talhan says, since the 30K motors aren't in stock, what's the next best? The next best is going to be the WeBleed FPV 28,500s. They're not out quite yet, but they're coming. Outside of those, the next best... it's a tough one. At that point, the next best is the Happy Model 0802 25,000 with a Gemfan tri-blade. Almost as good as that are the Happy Model 0702 26,000s on the Gemfan biblades. But those two motors, I like the 0802 25,000 and the tri-blade better. The 0702 really, I'm sorry, the biblade, the 1.2 inch biblades really need RPM to make good power. And 26,000 is good, but not great. The 25,000 kV 0802 on a tri-blade rips. So yeah. Let's jump to tinywhoop.com. Here's the problem, though. The problem is the Happy Model 0802 25,000s are a two-piece bell. So you're sacrificing some durability. There's an EX. There's an 0802 EX. Which is a one-piece bell, but it spits magnets out, so it's actually even less durable than the two-piece bell. Let's take a quick look here. See if there's anything else, or if the Tinywhoop 0802 25,000s are here. Those are your best bet, because those are a one-piece bell, but they are not. They are sold out. So there are these for $39. There are these 0802 27,000 kV Tinywhoop motors. I had a set of these, and I thought that they didn't make as much power as the 25,000s because I think that they didn't change the gauge of the wire. So basically, I think, and I could be wrong, and maybe that was a previous batch. Maybe on this batch here, they have the proper gauge of copper, but yeah, your mileage may vary. But if these have, I should say, the correct gauge copper, then these are the best that are currently in stock. 0802 27,000. You put them on a Gemfan tri-blade. You could even probably put them on the biblades. 27,000 is a good kV. What else do we have that's not sold out? So here, okay, well, here are the EXs. Here are the 802 EXs. The other reason that I think that that's going on is you got 25,000 and then you got 27,000. Man, that's close. I bet you that is a one wind difference. I don't know that to be true, but I'm willing to bet that there's a one single wind difference between these two motors, and there's a chance that there's not a gauge of copper that is the correct thickness for this 27,000. Like, they might have to use the same gauge of copper that they use on the 25s as they use on the 27s. Again, all kind of theoretical, but based in an awful lot of testing and just kind of understanding how these motors work. So here, these are, I'm super interested by these 603s. Not interested enough to try them. Because I've spent an awful lot of money on Tinywhoops and I gotta chill. But yeah, these could be really good. A 603 26,000 kV, this could be super interesting. Put these onto a onto the 1.2 inch bi-blades. This could be really good, maybe. No clue. We've got a couple of 0803s. Those are just kind of too heavy. Unless you put them on 2S, and then once they're on 2S, the rig is so heavy that if you crash it hard, you're going to break the motor shaft. So I don't really recommend those unless you're not crashing. And if you're not crashing, I think you should start crashing. Oh, yeah, I used to fucking love these things. I used to cut, I would cut the string up, and then I would fling it up into the ceiling tiles, and they would stick to the ceiling tiles in high school. Oh man, sticky hands, yo. Tinywhoop.com is the fucking greatest website
in the world.
So there you go. There's my thoughts on motors. I really hope that that Jesse gets the 0702 30,000s back in stock, because they are just the absolute shit. Like, for freestyle tiny whooping, this is it, guys. Like, this on a Mobula 6 ELRS with a Meteor 65 frame on BT 2.0 is bananas. To see a bunch of flying Whoop Wednesday streams for the last couple of months. This coming Whoop Wednesday, we're going to build the ultimate freestyle tiny whoop with a set of those motors. I had a moment of brilliance, and I snagged a second set of those motors at some point. And I was going to just hang on to them, but then I realized that the 0702 bells, I have a set of the 26,000 kV 0702s, and I can use those bells because it's the same motor. So I don't really need an extra set of the 30,000s. So I'm going to build a rig with them. It's going to be the same as this one, but it's going to be with a diamond AIO, which is super annoying because I'm going to have to direct solder those motors, which really sucks because, like, at that point I'm kind of ruining the best motors ever by cutting the connectors off. Not really, but you know what I mean. And soldering the fucking tiny whoop motors up is just such a pain in the ass. It's absolutely doable, but it's just a complete pain in the ass. So, but yeah, I'm thinking on this coming Whoop Wednesday, we're going to build the ultimate freestyle tiny whoop. It's not going to be that much different. I don't know what the weight difference is between those two boards, but it can't be more than like a gram. Although if it's a gram difference, that will make a difference. So yeah. And I mean, that's it. Like that, the Diamond ELRS board, the 0702 30,000s, Meteor 65 frame, BT 2.0, the Runcam Nano 3 camera in the Mobula 6 canopy. That's just it. Like that is the top to bottom. Everything, that is the absolute best tiny whoop that you can possibly build. And that's pretty slick. So I can't wait to do that. Especially because it's actually not going to be that bad soldering up since they meant for that diamond AIO. Oh, excuse me. Since they meant for that to be soldered to, it's actually got pads on it. You know, like the newbie drone boards, they've got like half-ass pads on the outside of the plug headers, which is, you know, it's fine. But a board that's meant to have the motors soldered up, they have a little bit more space to put an actual pad, so it won't be that bad. Good question, Talha, rather. Sorry, brother. Weirdo with Skateboard says, have definitely missed this shot, man. Defo gonna try catch more of them. I'll see you there, brother. Michael D says, I'd received a second sticker pack, probably by mistake, so I made sure to PayPal you for the second pack, and thank you. Thank you, Michael. I did a whole bunch of... I didn't delete your email from the original PayPal payment, and I had a feeling that I was gonna. I had a feeling that I was gonna be sending someone a second sticker pack by accident, but then I was like, whatever. I'd rather send someone 2 than not send them any. Thank you, dude. That's super cool of you to PayPal me again. I'm more than willing to refund that, but it's very, very cool of you. Yeah, next time you win something on the Monday giveaways, Michael D, remind me, and I'm going to throw a couple extra things in there for you. Because, yeah, I mean, you didn't want 2 sticker packs, so I feel weird. But yeah, just remind me, and I'll basically just throw a bunch more stickers in to the next time you win. Jay Barnes says, "What's up? Hope all is well." Metal Dirtson says, "Made it to the last stream before I shut down the internet in the old house, probably." You're moving too, Metal? Oh, good luck. Greg Womack says, "Hey, Foxeer F7 with 60 amp Hobbywing or SkyStar F7 stack, cleaning out the build bucket." Foxeer F7 for sure. Just because, like, SkyStars, I've just never even heard of them. So they're not one of the, yeah. And the more reputation, Foxeer also has a really good reputation right now with some of their electronics. So, and Hobbywing is okay. Hobbywing is not as good as everyone talks it up to be, but it's certainly better than, like, no-name brands. So yeah, I would definitely go that route. Michael D says, "It worked out because I got a window decal. I was already thinking of ordering another to get a decal." Okay, fair enough. Nice. All right, and we're caught up. Man, I'm just exhausted. I'm so fucking tired. It's unbelievable to me how, like, just, like, working on, I mean, it makes sense. Like, I've been living a life where when you live in apartments, you don't, like, unless you go get exercise, you don't get exercise around the house because you're not allowed to do anything. And I've lived in apartments for 20 years, and I hate exercising. Other than yoga, I love doing yoga, but, yeah, it's just mind-blowing, like, just doing stuff around the house, like, just painting 2 walls, just, like, completely destroys me. And, yeah, clearing up floods and moving ceiling tiles around and climbing ladders and just, like, anything and everything. It's just insane. It's a really good thing. Like, I'm you know, I need the exercise. Like, I'm in a horrible shape. Like, the fact that I get exhausted from painting 2 walls is a problem. But, yeah, it's just wild how tired I get. I mean, yeah, but whatever. Brandon's Baked Bean says, "Do you think it's okay to store LiPos in the garage during the summer when it gets like 115 in there? As long as they're in Kevlar fireproof bags, probably. I don't get the feeling that, like, 115, 120 degrees... I don't get the feeling that LiPos really care about that. They care about, like, internal cell damage. I don't know if I've ever heard of a LiPo going off from just getting... From the outside temperature getting too hot. It's more about the inside temperature, and it's got to get really hot. And I don't even really usually hear about them going off from the inside temperature getting too hot. It's because they get pushed too hard, or damaged, or over discharged, right? And yeah, Chomper bringing up a really good point. Is the optimal operating temperature for a LiPo like 120 Fahrenheit? Yeah, LiPos like to be hot, like when they discharge at least. They like to be over 100 degrees. So yeah, I have a feeling that you're totally fine with that. Brandon McBean says, "Will it degrade them over time?" That's a good question. That I don't know. That's a really good question. Athix says, "Tomorrow is day 11 of work and I finally go home." Jesus, Athix. That's a lot of work. The lightweight Cinesplore is back. And it's very lightweight. The 2104s are now in their new home, and they are doing the same thing in here as they were on here. There is something going on with these 2104s. It could, like an idiot, I put these T-motor tri-blades on. So it could be these propellers. These propellers might be out of balance. But yeah, these 2104s on this rig are, there's an oscillation issue. I only flew one battery. It didn't sound as bad as it did in this frame, so it was flyable. But the runtime was terrible, and the motors were boiling hot when it came back. And the previous set of motors that was on here, which were the Newbie Drone 0802 2004s, were not doing that. So there's something going on with these motors. It could be as simple as these motors are a much higher kV. These are 3,500 kV. These motors and the Newbie drones are 3,000 kV. So I could just be asking too much, and or the combination of the tune, although it's damn near a stock tune now. There needs to be more testing done. It's too early to tell, but yeah, that's where we're at. Here's what's cool. We can now weigh these two rigs. This is Hero8 specific carrying, analog only, as lightweight as possible Cinesplore. Without a GoPro, it is... I actually waited for you guys to weigh this. It is 272 grams without the GoPro. With the Hero8, it is 390. And then this guy, I'm not going to take the Hero10 out. This guy with the bigger motors and the bigger GoPro, wow, is 436 grams. Jesus, what a difference. 436 versus, I forget what I said, 390. Wow. It's a big difference. And those are with the same ducts, the same everything. This rig, this is done. I was able to find the Brother Hobby VY motors in a couple of spots. I ordered one of them from StanFPV with another set of his molded ducts. And I found another site that actually has them in 3150. So this analog Cinesplore is done. This, I don't think I'm going to change the configuration of this ever. It's going to stay analog. It is like reliable as hell. This was like the original Cinesplore. It's been so good to me. It has flown hundreds of batteries on, you know, big sets, small sets. It has just been such an amazing workhorse. And even if I never fly it again, I'm fine leaving it up on the wall. It is this now. I mean, it has had a special place in my heart, but now it yeah, really does. So, yeah, the lightweight Cinesplore is good to go. This is the setback mount that I had Brain 3D designed for me. And yeah, this is a 20-degree mount. I'm going to ask him. He also made me a 10-degree setback, but I told him to set it back a little bit too far, and there's a little bit too much duct in view with this 10-degree mount. So next time I do an order from Brain, I'm going to ask him to take this mount that he designed for me and just take another couple, like 2 millimeters, maybe 3 millimeters off of the setback to move this forward, and then it'll be perfect. And this is the mount that's going to live on this. This is going to forever be the Violet TPU 10-degree lightweight mount. This 20-degree mount probably won't get used on this. Also, these are the lightest weight ducts. These are the Cloud 149 ducts, and these are here to stay. These are going to be the ducts that stay on this rig for the 10-degree mount. At the weight that this thing is at, it is a fucking laser beam. This rig is so goddamn impressive. It is really just wild. It goes exactly where you want to every single time, over and over and over and over and over again. So yeah, I'm thrilled to have this thing all back together, and up here it shall go. And yeah, one of my favorite rigs of all time right there. So yeah, its rightful little home on the wall. This thing needs some love. First thing I'm going to do is just pull these propellers off and put the Gemfan 5 blades on and put it back up in the air. That probably won't fix the problem, but I just need to do that. After that, I am actually going to jump into the tune, and basically the first thing I'm going to do, since I black boxed this, is I'm going to bug Brandon's Baked Beans to look at the black box log from this to see if he can see anything, because there is a chance that the problem is only on pitch. With these Cinesplores, I crank the pitch PIDs way the hell up because it's a really heavy camera all the way up on the nose. So there's a chance that all of the problems are happening only on the pitch axis, in which case I just need to add filtering or take a little bit of authority away from the pitch axis. So yeah, maybe these motors aren't even the problem. Maybe it's I'm just pushing the tune too far. I'm used to having to push the tune for a 3000 kV 2004 motor. These are a 2104 3500 kV motor. So yeah, that could be all of the problem right there. I just don't know quite yet, but we're gonna find out, god damn it, and I'll know by I'll probably know by Sunday, to be honest, because I'm very anxious to get this thing back up in the air with this Hero10. And yeah, the new set of ducts that's coming that are going to go on this rig. This is not going to stay on the cloud ducts. I just put these on. So this is going to gain even more weight because those StanFPV ducts are heavier than these cloud ducts. So this thing is going to be just a fat shit. And I'm going to have to start running bigger batteries on this as well. So before I know it, this goddamn thing is going to be 100 grams heavier than that. Hopefully not quite 100. Did anybody do the math in their head just now? I feel like it was roughly a 50 gram difference between this and that. Did anybody happen to run the numbers in their math doing brains? What's up, Denzel? Great Southern says, could you throw the log in the Discord? Mr. Beans has been teaching me a lot, and I'd like to have a look at it as well. Totally, Great Southern. Just do me a favor and remind me, because as soon as this stream is over, I'm going to be hanging out with Felix, and Felix made a new friend. There's a kid across the street that I think is their exact same age, that's got crazy colored hair too. They're actually upstairs hanging out. So yeah, I'm looking forward to inviting them down here to play some video games tonight after the stream. So yeah, remind me, Great Southern, because I will definitely forget. Let's see if we can fix a glide tonight. What do you say, friends? Lucky for me, I didn't leave myself any indication whatsoever as to what's wrong with any of these glides. So, hopefully I remember, but I doubt it. So this is the Rossi, and okay, so this has a broken base plate. So this can go to hell. I'm not gonna dive that deep tonight. I'm not in the mood to swap a base plate out. This is the Violet rig. Let's see what's wrong with this one. Is it gonna be obvious? Motors seem somewhat okay. This one's making a little bit of a weird noise. What's wrong with you, bro? What's your deal? Let's flex the arms here. Those feel okay. Let's flex the other two. Those feel okay. What the hell is this? Why did I put this one aside? Oh, did I just want to swap the GoPro mount maybe? Let's plug it in the Betaflight, and we'll put a battery on it. We'll spin the motors up. Maybe one of the motors is making all kinds of noise or something like that. or maybe I just put it aside to swap to the Brain 3D mount. You never know. It would be this mount that I would be switching it to. But yeah, let's throw a battery on it and see what it has to say. Do I have a? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Hang on, friends. Gotta grab a. Where's that bench battery at? Did I eat it? Bench battery, where are you? Bench battery! Come out wherever you are, you little bastard. What did I do with it? Bueller? Bueller? Bueller! The flood happened right on top of, like, Battery Central. So I ripped everything apart over here, and I haven't quite had a chance to put it all back together. What the hell? There it is. Got it. All right. I'm gonna move this bench battery back over here where it belongs. So, all right, cool. Let's see what's going on here. And I don't have a cable that'll reach over to the workbench camera, so we're just gonna hang here for a second. We're gonna fire up Betaflight. Actually, I'm gonna do that for you guys. We're gonna connect. We're gonna hook this battery up, and we're gonna see what's what. All right. Well, it didn't catch on fire, so that's a good. We're good so far. Understand the risks. Motors sound all right. Let's spin them up individually. That one's seen better days, but oh boy, so is that one. That one's a lot cleaner. Still beat up though. Wow, these motors are fucked. So the motors seem fine. Why did I put this aside? Is it an antenna issue? The antenna's not rattling. It's on 4.2.1, so maybe I put it aside to put it onto 4.3 stable. Maybe. Let's do that. Let's put this onto 4.3, and I'll show you guys how I set everything up. Man, it is dirty. It is a dirty son of a bitch. As well it should be. That means it's well used. So we'll put it onto 4.3, and we'll swap the GoPro mount. Oh, wait a second. There is a video problem on this rig, isn't there? There's a video problem on this rig. Hold on. Let me get my goggles. I'm pretty sure that this is the rig that the video goes in and out with the when you push on the VTX. I think the plug header on the VTX is broken. Let me give it a quick look. Yep. Okay. All right. So we're swapping the VTX on this rig. All right. Fuck 4.3. We're going to tear this down and swap out the Immersion RC Tramp. All right, this will be nice. I'll have a working freestyle rig again. Let me move chat over a little bit here, and all right, cool. Michael D is out of here. He's gonna finish it tomorrow. Thanks for hanging, brother. Ram Douglas says South UK equals no clubs, no whoops, no fun. UK sucks. Brandon's Big Bean says my black box analysis powers have doubled since we've last met. I can show you how to tell if you are in fact overtuned on either P or D on any axis in seconds from a log. Well, that's pretty fucking cool. I still need to figure out how to get other people onto the live stream. That might be a good chance for me to kind of do that, Brandon. Hey, by the way, if you need help tuning, Brandon's Baked Beans, last I heard, is charging $1 a minute. I mean, now that his black box analysis powers have doubled, maybe he's charging $2 a minute. Still totally worth it. Even at $2 a minute, my God, to have somebody that'll actually like look at a log and give you real feedback, that's amazing. So hook Brandon's Baked Beans up and get your rigs tuned properly. All that being said, my God, Betaflight 4.3 kind of just doesn't need any tuning. I mean, if you're using really good gear and your builds are clean, that is pretty accurate. If you're using, not really good gear or your builds are beaten to death, there's still a lot of value in tuning. So yeah, I don't want to like totally take away all of Brandon's business, but man, the defaults on 4.3 are way more aggressive, and if you've got a well-matched motor and propeller and all-up weight combination, yeah, you probably don't need any tuning. You can probably just run stock Betaflight and you're good to go. Espander is out of here. Thanks for hanging, brother. Brandon says we need to get training equipment together. Where'd that little guy go? There it is. Yeah, really, really impressive stuff that the Betaflight devs got going in 4.3. Really cool. All right, let's get this top plate off, swap this VTx. And if we have time, maybe we'll put this on 4.3, but I doubt it. I doubt that we'll have time. All right. It's looking like glide arms will be back in stock. Do not quote me on this, but it's looking like they'll be back in stock on the 8th of this month. If you absolutely need a replacement right now, technically speaking, you can go to Pyrodrone and you can buy the knockoff glide arms, and they will work. They won't be quite as strong, and you won't be supporting the creator of the glide. But I've had to buy a couple because I've been in dire need of them. Come to think of it, I literally cannot fix one of these glides. The third glide that we didn't look at is over on the shelf with 2 broken arms, and I don't have any. I think I have 1 replacement arm, but I definitely don't have 2, so I can't fix that glide. Technically, I could have done the base plate repair on that other one, but man, swapping out a base plate is a motherfucker. It is just an obnoxious amount of work that I am in no mood to do right now, and that's okay. Plenty of work to do on this guy here. Although this will be pretty quick. I mean, this is just cutting some shrink wrap, cutting some VHB, swapping VTXs, and away we go. But man, the sense of satisfaction from fixing this will be terrific. Brandon's McBean says, I was working with someone today. We had to pull the PIDs way down to get it working right on his feisty 6S 5-incher. It finally smoothed out, but most people would have struggled a bit. Was it, what do you think was the root cause? Was it like a really powerful set of motors or something like that? I always get worried about pulling the PIDs down too far, because then typically your flight performance will suffer, unless it's like a really powerful set of motors or a really lightweight rig or something like that. So yeah, that's interesting. All right, I'm gonna redo this. Wow, that is just absolutely horrifying. That's been on there for a long time, far too long. It looks like. Let me give this just a little bit of a clean. This is. I mean, I try to not be. Oh, really? It all evaporated out. Damn you. I'm not walking back upstairs. That's fine. Although I'm going to leave this out to remind myself that I need to refill it. Let me just give it a little dry brushing, just so that the grip that I put on here sticks. Actually, we'll give it a literal spit shine. Oh man, that tasted like shit. There we go. It has been spit shined up in the spot where the grip is going to stick to. It'll be fine. Jesus. The worst part about filthy rigs is how dirty they get your desk. I mean, other than that, I kind of don't care. But, yeah, good lord. All the grass be falling off. Yeah, we'll just cut it. Probably no other way to get that out of there anyway. So, we are going to get this. Man, this desk is a mess. I gotta do some serious cleaning here. Alright, get out of here. Get out of here. Everybody back. Everybody back. Back off. Back off, screws. Back off, everything. Here's the Crossfire Nano. That's not the problem. Alright. That's good to go. We'll hold that. We'll put that aside. And let's get this shrimp wrap off of here. And we will see if I can spot the problem. On one other occasion, I slammed so hard I broke the entire plug header off of the bottom of a Tramp. Can't believe it doesn't happen more often, but yeah, these things are very, very durable. All right, so let's get this antenna unplugged. With how often and how hard I wreck, it really amazes me that anything on these rigs ever survive. Like, it's kind of absurd. All right, let's get this antenna out of here. Let's get this all the way out of here. There we go. And all right, cool. I want to try to get this up and off before I unplug it, because it's hard to get under there. There we go. All right, cool. So there we are. So I mean, technically speaking, the problem could be in the plug header itself, but I doubt it. This looks pretty okay, though. I hear the kids laughing upstairs. Get this VHB off of here. There we go. Okay, so let me just take a quick look at this. Let me take a quick look at the bottom of the plug header where it meets the board. Looks okay. Huh. The board is absolutely filthy. Let me, where'd that toothbrush go? Let me give it a quick little brushing here. I'm going to do it on my crotch. Indostraya, that's a name I haven't seen before. Welcome, or if you've been lurking, thanks for joining in on the madness. Indo says, what LED arm thingy you got there, mate? These are just like the regular old ones from the company whose name I can't think of. Who's the main company that makes the arm LEDs, guys? Tiny's LEDs. Tiny's LEDs. Yeah, these are made by Tiny's LEDs. They're no better than any of the other ones, to be really honest. But they were the guys that like kind of started the whole LED craze to some extent. So I like supporting them. All right, much cleaner now. See if I can see any kind of damage on here, or just any clues as to what's going on. Oh, okay, there's the problem. There's something on the board. I don't know what it is, but it's broken, like very broken. Yeah, that must be it. So, okay. Yeah, I don't know what that is on the board. It's like over here. It doesn't look like any other. I know what some of the components are, but not a lot of them. Let me take a look at the... yeah, no, the plug header looks fine. Weird. I don't know why that would have... It's over here on the board, and maybe it's fine, but the... Because, you know, these little chips will... A lot of times they'll have, like, a cover, and the cover can actually break. I mean, it's not great for it, but a lot of times the cover can break, but the chip on the inside will be fine. So maybe this... maybe that broken component has nothing to do with it. Maybe it does. Who knows? Regardless, the damn thing wasn't working, so we're going to replace it. Brandon McBean says the flight controller seemed really, really sensitive. Maybe the mounting gummies, the motor response was pretty normal looking, so I think it was just the stack. MPU 6500, so I don't know what the hell that is. Stiff gummies, I mean, it was really sensitive but not really noisy. It's an MPU 6500. I don't know if I've heard of an MPU 6500. That's kind of interesting. Here's a used Tramp. Let's throw it in, and hopefully it'll work. In theory, I wouldn't have put it back in the VTX box if it wasn't previously working. So, yeah. Cross your fingers, friends. Let me inspect this plug header while I'm in here, and I'm going to do that by just grabbing each individual wire and just giving it a little bit of a tug. Always tug your wires, friends. Alright. Yeah, now we're fine. Yeah, my guess is that it was that that weird little broken component on there. So, let's get this guy plugged in. I gotta actually find, so this is, I've got this and one more extra immersion RC Tramp. I need to find a spot. So they're discontinued, but I just love them. And I'm really not impressed by DJI for freestyle. So I would love to score like 1 or 2 extra immersion RC Tramps. Actually, any of you guys have a Tramp floating around? If that doesn't get me banned from YouTube, I don't know what will. Anybody got a Tramp floating around that they don't mind parting ways with? I'll pay you less than what it's worth. Alright, here we go. Who's got a, Andrew S. says they called it a floozy today. Who's got a floozy floating around that they can part ways with? Anybody? Anybody living that floozy life? So I like to double up the VHB for this because the plug header is a little bit taller than the body of the VTX. So, Great Southern says I have like 15 Tramps you can have. Do you really? I don't need 15. I just need like, I mean 1 for sure. But I mean if you actually have 15, I'll take like 2 or 3 because I do eventually break them, and I don't know if I'm just not interested in running anything else. I don't need any of these gigantic, heavy 1 watt, 2 watt, 2.5 watt VTXs. And yeah, I mean these are just incredibly durable, and most importantly, they're not TBS. Sorry, but it's kind of true. That was a little mean, but I don't care. I don't care. Bullies need to be stood up to. Alright. And there we go with the double thick VHB. Let's clean this surface here. I'm just going to use a wet pinky. to clean this surface, and then I'll come in with a little microfiber action and dry it out a little bit. All right. And there we go. Oh, wait, you know what? That's right. I want to offset this. I always offset this. Well, the easiest thing to do is just to put it down onto the frame and then put the VTX where you want it. So on the back of the Glide, the VTX fits a little bit better if you have it like inboard a little bit here. So yeah, just like kind of offset it like that, and all is right with the world. There we go. And then we're gonna run a zip tie over it, so it'll pull it down all nice like. So there we have it. We're gonna put our antenna back on. No, hold on. Shrimp wrap to hold the antenna down. Let's go in here and see if we've got a little bit of shrimp that we can. And now I'm gonna have to fucking peel it up off the VHB because I'm a dummy. And come on, no. There will be a day at some point in my life where I remember to put the shrink wrap on before I do whatever the thing that's unreversible. Great Southern says, if I'm going to send them from Australia, I'm going to send you the lot with the wands. Fair enough, man. That's super cool for you. What do you want for them? Actually, they'll end up in giveaways, so it's I'm probably willing to buy a bunch. Just let me know. Let me know, homie. Okay, so we're gonna put this shrimp wrap here, then we're gonna put the antenna on, and then we're gonna shrimp it down. How did I have this antenna? I had it at like sort of a jaunty angle there. I think I had the antenna going forward like that, around the shrimp wrap. So let's go like that, and then we're going to get the shrimp here, and then we're going to hit it with some fire. Let me just straighten this UFL out. And then cannonball coming! Cannonball coming! Somebody will know that movie. Alright, so we're going to put it like that, and then I'm actually going to use the torch this time, or not, because I can't find it. What? There it is. Alright, so I'm just going to torch it real quick here. Keep it moving. Don't rip. Don't rip. Don't rip. Thank you for not tearing. And there we have it. That should be good. And I'm going to bring it over like that. And then I'm just going to hit it again real quick here. Just to make sure. And now is when it'll almost inevitably rip. Yeah, we good. Cool. Alright, so now we can stick it back down. And there we go. Alright, this guy wraps around back like that. TPU antenna mount goes on there. And we should be back in business here. I'm going to do the smart thing for a change and put power to this before I put it all the way back together. Isn't that amazing, guys? Can you even believe that I'm thinking ahead? Oh boy. That gave me a little jump scare. Alright. Let's see what we got. Hey, we've got video. Why is it so cloudy? Oh, it's because that battery was all weird. Yep, good to go. That VTX was blown up. No surprises there. All the abuse. Whoa. All the abuse in the world leads to broken components eventually. Cool. So we're gonna get some VHB for this Crossfire Nano. Where the hell did it go? Here it is. And then slam the top plate on, and we will have fixed the glide tonight, friends. Ain't that some shit? I have a working freestyle 5-inch rig. Happy days are here again! I wonder how long I can procrastinate fixing the broken baseplate glide. Jesus. Alright, here we are. Let's get this on there. Bottom of the Crossfire Nano. There it is. And we're going to put it right back here, where it belongs. And now we're going to grab a zip tie and wrap this whole thing down. Let's use one of these. Let's use one of these Hoonigan zip ties and see if the logo will even show up. They were Hoonigan was giving away a farts. They were giving away an R32 Skyline, and I'm sorry, an R33, and that is my favorite of the Skylines. And you had to buy something to get in on the giveaway. And I said, well, I never do this. Let me do this. And so I did it. And I bought something, but all I bought was a pack of. I didn't give myself a great chance to win it because I just bought like a sticker sheet and a pack of zip ties. But look at that! You are gonna actually be able to see their silly little logo. Those guys are a little too cool for me, if I'm completely honest. I also am not a fan of drifting, but it's whatever. It's whatever. Alright, here we go. I am a car nerd at heart, so I can't hate too bad. Alright. Although to me, those guys really aren't, like, they're not really proper car nerds, in my opinion. That's me being pretty, I don't know, pinky out, basically. But, you know, it's allowed. All right, and you don't want to crank this super hard. You just want it to hold everything on there. Technically speaking, the VHB is probably plenty to hold that on there, but I like the a little bit of extra security with a little zip tie action. So there we go, and there's a little bit of race carness to my quad. Look at that. Would you look at that? That makes me feel fancy. Top plate, and we'll be good to go. A dead tramp. Look at you go. All right. I just got demonetized for that, I'll bet. A dead hooker. What could go wrong? Where's my bag of dead hookers? Where's my bag of dead tramps? Oh, it's over there. There it is. Okay, great. Everything else looking good in here. Ooh, this rig has a microphone in it. That's useless. Ooh, this flight controller's looking a little loose. What's going on there? Hold on. Did these screws back off a little bit? Get this cranked down a little bit here. Whoa, easy, 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 easy. Big fella. Yeah, these are a little loose. What's happening? Just give them a little quarter turn or so. Well, let's check this side. Yeah, look at that. That's weird. Okay. I mean, it's been flying great, so like I don't want to really change it, but yeah, that's probably okay. That's probably bordering on Perfect. This is actually an Acon flight controller. This is an all Acon rig. Acon ESC, Acon flight controller. Completely indestructible, except for the VTx, of course, as we just found out. This is also a slammed 15 mil build, so there is no extra room in there. But man, it is just absolute magic. Magical mystery machine of doom and gloom with properly banged up motors and all the good stuff. All right, here we go. Danzilla says, did you plug in the Crossfire antenna? I didn't unplug it, so yeah, it's still plugged in. Dan636 says, new camshaft came in for my Tahoe today. Any advice on the teardown? Buy a Ford. In your face! Oh, that's the dehumidifier telling me it's full of water. No, I don't. Engine, like, outside of just pulling the cylinder head off, I refuse to go any deeper than that with a gasoline engine. It's just, there's just, yeah, I'm not into that. So I got no words of wisdom for you, brother, other than take the extra time to either film yourself doing it so that you can watch it back, or put everything into labeled Ziploc bags. Those are a couple of the things that I have learned from watching a lot of car shit on the internet and just sort of being around car stuff forever. 10636 says dislike. Well, off-axis FPV with a 3 Canadian Californian dollar super chat. Thank you, homie. With the little thumbs up pair guy. Thank you, brother. Great Southern says, I've found 6 so far, and 2 of the wand pad and the wand, but I have heaps more at my parents' place, so I'll send you a Discord message once I find them, and you can just have them, man. Thank you, dude. That is very, very cool of you. I will, I'll send you something, brother. We gotta at least trade for some stuff. Very, very cool, though. So yeah, everybody, show some love to Great Southern, because he's sending a bunch of tramps that are a bunch of which are gonna certainly make it into the giveaways for you beautiful bastards that are patrons to win, and you can enjoy what, in my opinion, is the best of the freestyle VTXs, right along with me. Come on, get in there, you shitbird. There it goes. All right. Ramdongo says, blanched tramp's head monsieur is our finest dish tonight. Then 636 says, it dropped a lifter. Ugh. It was either new engine with the same crappy displacement or on-demand parts, or new cam and lifters and springs. I admit I'm gambling, pulling the head off, but YOLO. Yeah, I mean, nowadays there's enough YouTube content where diving deep into an engine is really not as miserable as it used to be. And to be honest, now that I have a garage, I'm a lot more receptive to the idea. So the Miata is coming back. For anybody that missed it a couple streams ago, the Miata should be back within a week or two. And the engine that went into it when the built one blew up is just completely stock. And like for the couple of weeks that I was driving it before the accident, I was really disappointed. Like the built engine didn't make that much extra power, but man, what a difference like 25-30 horsepower makes in a car that only has like 120. So if I keep the Miata, something has to be done, either forced induction or a different engine. If it's going to be a different engine, it's going to be a K24 with a K20 head, which will make like 240-ish horsepower incredibly reliably, just probably forever. And that is something that I would be willing to do in the garage. And to be honest, I would probably set up a little live streaming setup out there and stream some of the builds and swap and whatnot. So I don't know. We'll see. Realistically, I think I'll just sell the car, just because like my priorities have shifted in life, and the Mazda 2 is pretty fun. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It's the K24 thing. Like, man, that would be. So I'm just melting an arm protector back together here, friends. Kind of off camera a little bit. The K24 thing would be absolutely incredible. I mean, that would really like. Yeah, I mean that's like the best. Go-Kart Mozart says LS swap it. No, I've driven a bunch of LS Miatas and it's just way too much. K24 is the way to go. Anything more than 250 horsepower really just overwhelms the Miata chassis, and it's also the wheel wells aren't big enough to put big enough tires to deal with that much torque and horsepower. Same kind of deal. I've driven big turbo Miatas with like 300, 350, 400 horsepower, and it's the same deal. Like, you just can't put there. It's just not meant for it. Like, the platform is not meant for it. You end up with a very imbalanced, just a very imbalanced car that is funny. Like, it's funny to drive, but that's, I don't want funny. I want good. So yeah, the LS thing it's interesting, but the other thing with an LS swap on a Miata is it ends up costing like 20 grand, because you can't just LS swap it. You then have so much power that realistically you need big brakes, you need a big rear diff, you need a big transmission. I mean, you end up like building the entire car to have something that like works together and isn't just like a fucking YOLO machine. So yeah, it gets stupidly expensive in a real hurry to do it right. I mean, to just have something to do highway rolls, sure, just put an LS1 and go die if you ever have to stop. But I ain't into that. I'm all about balance when it comes to cars. They got to be able to do all the things. So, and plus, like, I personally, I think that the LS engines are the worst sounding V8s ever. And the sound that a car makes is a huge part of the experience to me. I don't love the way that Honda engines sound, but I think they sound an awful lot better than LS's. So, yeah, from that standpoint, I would rather have a high revving 4-cylinder in there. Plus, it just kind of suits the car better. It's a 4-cylinder sports car, in my opinion. And that's how they built it. That's what makes the most sense to me. And luckily, there is a 4-cylinder that exists that is just out of this world. The K series of Honda engines are really something special. Yeah, there's a really well thought out kit to put one of those in without a ton of drama, and it's pretty cool. So it's a little expensive, and yeah, that is. Cars are not my number one thing anymore, So it's low on the list of priorities, and so it's tough to justify spending that much money. That's all. Look at that! A working freestyle rig with whooped ass motors, but at least it's good to go. Let's throw some props on it and put it on the wall, so that there's not that goddamn hole. Look at that! Look at that! Look that hole up there. Can't have that. We can't have that. Come on now. Truthfully, that's the only reason that I wanted to fix a glide tonight, was so that there wouldn't be that gap in the hole. What else we got? Great Southern says, if you want to just let everyone know, I have heaps of analog stuff I don't use anymore. that's in good nick. So if anybody wants stuff, just message me on Discord or Instagram. There you go. Great Southern's got you covered if you're still analog with me. Dan636 says it may be easier to get the whichever engine, can't remember, it's K20, K24, they put an Acura RSX instead of Frankenstein build, slightly more aggressive cam, easily 270 to the wheels. Yeah, I got to do a little bit of research. There's like an amazing combo, there's like a little bit cheaper combo. Truthfully, if I can find a cheap K20, that's probably what I would do. You know, pipe dream is K24 bottom end, K20 head, but realistically, if I do it, I'll probably be ultra cheap about it, and whatever K-series engine I can find cheapest, that would be it. 16-bit FPV says put a 13B in it. 16B, you would not believe. So the reason that you never see Miatas with 13Bs in them is it is just absurdly difficult to do it. It just like all of the dimensions are just exactly wrong enough to make it really, really difficult. Like, you wouldn't think so, but man, it is just a train wreck. It's been done a couple times, but my God, it is a son of a bitch to do. And like everybody that's done it basically says, like, for the love of God, don't do this. So yeah, that's not something that would really happen. Dan636 says Tahoe about to be a thumping stage 2 BTR cam 111 degree LSA. It's gonna sound nasty. That'll be cool. Go-Kart Mozart talking about a YouTube video comparing 3 Miatas, 1 turbo, 1 supercharged, and an LS. They preferred the supercharger overall. Yep, those are always my favorites. I've driven probably hundreds of Miatas at this point in anger in the mountains at the racetrack, autocross, and my favorites are always the supercharged ones. Always, always, always. And they're always between 200 and 250 horsepower. That is the sweet spot for certain. Not, you know, it doesn't, they don't get the most internet cred, and everybody likes to, oh, supercharging takes power to turn, blah. It doesn't matter. Like, it's not about that, it's about response. So yeah, and I mean, that's the other option, is to do a centrifugal supercharger. That is my two favorite Miatas ever. That was their setup. But the BP5A engine that the Miata has is just not great. It's just not a great engine. So I would, and I really prefer, even over supercharging, I really do prefer NA. Just less to go wrong. I don't know if I could necessarily say that it would sound better. The BP5A Miata engine is a great sounding engine. One of my favorite sounding 4 cylinders. And with a centrifugal, you don't get any supercharger whine, which is great because I hate supercharger whine. But there's a lot more to go wrong with that setup versus a K20. So yeah. But first step is hopefully the damn thing comes home. You know, the shop that's had the car for coming up on 2 years now, they've been telling me for 2 years that they were going to finish it. So first step is just to get it home. We'll see. Dan636 says K20s are a dime a dozen. One sitting at work chilling. Boss already told me I could build it. Nice. That's good to know. There was a little while where it was hard to find K-series engines, and or they were kind of expensive. Ramdongo says push rod engines was not something I knew about until later in life. Anyways, tis 3 cylinders nowadays. What 3 cylinder you got? You got a Yaris? Here it is, friends. Here we go. A freestyle rig's going up on the wall. Oh yes. Oh, that feels good. That fits there nicely. Yeah. All right. All right. All right. There it is. Hot damn! All right, boys and girls. I'm actually going to wrap this one up and go hang out with Felix and their new friend. And play some video games. A little bit of Overcooked, maybe Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time. It's this really cool indie spaceship game. Super fun. See you guys on Sunday at 3 o'clock, as always. Have an awesome Saturday. Have a great Friday night. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Get your ass over and watch some Bot Grinder in 6 minutes. You got a 6-minute smoke break to get ready. Bot's getting ahead of you, so catch up with Bot. Be good friends. Thanks for hanging. Here comes some more flying from when Ken visited. CiottiFPV.com. If you like these live streams and want to see them continue, I need your help. I need everybody's help. Click a button, thumbs up, subscribe, bell. Go over to CiottiFPV.com, hit the affiliate links, join my Patreon for 10 cents a day. Do all the things, and I'll keep going. And we'll keep hanging. Be good friends. Hopefully this is some good flight footage. Hold on, let me get Epidemic Sounds going. Oh, look, I have a second monitor over here. Man, is that nice. I need to switch these monitors. The new monitor is over here. I want it to be here. Is this sideways video? Yeah, it is. Hold on. Let's get a little rotation going. There we go. And let's get some music on here. Epic and Dark Electro. Hopefully it's good. Later, friends. See you Sunday. Bye-bye.